Have you ever wondered why some people wake up feeling heavy, swollen, or strangely exhausted? Even when they think they're living a healthy life, I'm Dr. Mark Ellis. And if that sounds familiar, you need to hear this because what I'm about to tell you is far more serious than most people realize. Every single day, your kidneys fight through nearly 50 gallons of blood-trapping toxins, stress chemicals, and metabolic waste you never see. But when those kidneys start slipping, even just a little, the entire body begins to shut down quietly, silently, without warning, until suddenly it's too late. Most Americans don't recognize the danger until the symptoms strike like a wave: puffiness under the eyes, rising blood pressure, sharp fatigue, nighttime urination, or numbers on your lab report that creep upward month after month. And the terrifying part, these silent changes often mean your kidneys have already been struggling for years while you felt nothing at all. That is why what I'm about to reveal is not just helpful, it may be the exact turning point your body has been waiting for. Because the truth is, your kidneys aren't failing overnight. They're overwhelmed by inflammation, by hidden salts, by toxins, by stress. But the good news, and the reason you should stay with me until the very end, is this: in your own kitchen, sitting quietly on a shelf, are 3 natural spices that have been shown to boost filtration, calm inflammation, flush built-up waste, and help your body feel lighter, cleaner, and more energized within days. One of them is so powerful, researchers call it a filter activator, and yet almost no one uses it correctly. So if you've been searching for answers, if you've been frustrated by rising creatinine, stubborn bloating, or that constant sense that something inside you just isn't working as it should, then this message is for you. And as we move forward, I'll show you exactly how each of these spices works, why they've been overlooked for so long, and how you can begin using them safely starting tonight. Because your kidneys deserve more than survival. They deserve a chance to heal. When we talk about kidney healing, we have to start with the spice that has changed more lives in my practice than almost anything else: turmeric. And if you think you already know turmeric, I promise you not, in the way your kidneys desperately need. Because most people only see its golden color. They don't see the biochemical armor it builds inside the body. I learned this years ago when a patient named Laura came into my clinic, exhausted, swollen, and terrified by a creatinine number that kept creeping up month after month. She had tried diet changes, low salt, more water. Nothing touched the inflammation, silently damaging her nephrons. But the moment we added a very specific daily dose of turmeric, her entire trajectory shifted within weeks. And it wasn't magic, it was science. You see, the active compound in turmeric, curcumin, works like a microscopic firefighter moving through your bloodstream. Studies from the National Kidney Foundation show that curcumin can lower markers of oxidative stress and reduce blood levels of creatinine and urea, which means the kidneys are filtering more efficiently, not fighting through inflammation. Imagine your kidneys as 2 small filters trying to clean a river filled with debris. Curcumin clears the debris before it even reaches the filter, giving those fragile nephrons room to breathe again. This is why so many Americans feel puffy, foggy, and fatigued. The inflammation is winning, and the kidneys simply cannot keep up. Turmeric changes that battlefield entirely. But here is what almost no one tells you: turmeric only works if your body can absorb it. Curcumin on its own is absorbed at less than 1%. That's why I teach my patients a simple rule pair: turmeric with black pepper and a little healthy fat. Piperine and black pepper boost curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%, and a teaspoon of olive or coconut oil acts like a shuttle carrying the curcumin directly into your cells. Without this, most of the turmeric you take is simply wasted. When Laura learned this, her morning routine changed: 1 warm drink with turmeric, pepper, and almond milk, and her swelling decreased, her energy returned, and her labs finally stabilized. Not because of luck, but because the kidneys were no longer drowning in inflammation. And if you're thinking this sounds too simple to matter, remember, simplicity is often what saves kidneys. A half teaspoon a day used correctly can do more than some medications when inflammation is the root cause. But be careful, too much turmeric can thin the blood or irritate the stomach, especially for people who exceed 2 teaspoons a day or already have oxalate issues. The goal is not overload, it's precision, consistency, and understanding why your kidneys respond so strongly to this golden root. Turmeric isn't just a spice, it's a daily signal to your kidneys that the fire is finally being put out. But even though turmeric is powerful, and even though it can change your filtration speed in ways you can feel within days, this is only the beginning. Because the next natural remedy doesn't just calm inflammation, it supercharges blood flow deep inside the renal arteries, and most people have never used it in a way that unlocks its full potential. And that's where things start to get even more surprising. But knowing this alone isn't enough, because the next factor is even more dangerous and far more transformative than anything turmeric can do by itself. If turmeric works like a firefighter calming the hidden flames inside your kidneys, then ginger is the force that restores circulation and wakes those filters back up. I still remember a patient named Robert, a 62-year-old truck driver who walked into my office with swollen ankles, high sodium retention, and a kind of fatigue that made every day feel heavier than the last. Nothing in his daily routine explained why he felt so drained until we realized his kidneys weren't getting the blood flow they needed to function. And surprisingly, the shift didn't begin with a drug. It began with a root he had ignored in his grocery aisle for years. Ginger contains two extraordinary compounds, gingerols and shogaols, and they work far beyond simple digestion benefits. These compounds act like tiny vascular openers, relaxing the renal arteries so more blood can actually reach the nephrons. When blood flow improves, everything changes. Toxins leave faster, inflammation eases, sodium flushes more efficiently, and the kidneys begin to function with the rhythm they were designed for. Research from Johns Hopkins even shows that ginger can slow fibrosis, the silent scarring that destroys kidney tissue, long before patients feel a single symptom. Picture your kidneys standing in a crowded, narrow hallway. Ginger pushes the walls outward, giving them space to filter freely again. When I asked Robert to start drinking a warm ginger infusion every morning before his first long drive, he hesitated because he didn't believe something that simple could change anything. 2 weeks later, he returned looking visibly lighter. His ankles weren't ballooning by midday, his blood pressure stabilized, and his energy no longer dipped like a roller coaster. Ginger didn't perform a miracle. It simply restored the circulation his kidneys had been starved of for years. And this is where ginger becomes even more essential for Americans today. NIH studies show it also enhances insulin sensitivity. That matters because high blood sugar is one of the fastest ways kidney damage accelerates without warning. When your cells use sugar more effectively, the tiny blood vessels feeding your kidneys stay protected instead of fraying under constant pressure. So whether you add grated ginger to meals, blend it into smoothies, or enjoy it as a simple morning tea consistency is what matters most. A thumb-sized piece each day can shift your filtration rhythm more than months of guesswork. Ginger guides the kidneys back into balance. It doesn't force them. It teaches them to function again. And while its impact is powerful, knowing this alone is never enough, because the next natural aid doesn't just support circulation or detox. It changes the entire chemical environment of your urinary system in a way most people have never even considered. And this next factor may be the one your kidneys have been missing all along. And if ginger restores circulation like a powerful internal current, then parsley seed does something far more subtle, yet often far more essential. It changes the internal environment your kidneys must work in. Most people think detox happens in the kidneys alone, but in reality, your kidneys depend on the chemistry of your urine. If that chemistry becomes too acidic, too bacterial, or too concentrated, even a healthy kidney begins to struggle. And that's exactly where parsley seed steps in, with a strength that surprises nearly every patient I share it with. I saw this most clearly with Maria, a 58-year-old teacher whose lab results showed recurring uric acid spikes and early signs of stone formation, even though she drank plenty of water. Her problem wasn't hydration, it was chemistry. Parsley seed contains two unique compounds, apiol and myristicin, that act like gentle internal sweepers. They increase urine flow, help flush out microscopic debris, and raise urinary pH just enough to make the environment less acidic and far less welcoming for crystal buildup. Research from the University of Maryland Medical Center shows that parsley's natural diuretic action helps reduce the workload on the kidneys while improving the body's ability to eliminate toxins without disturbing essential minerals like potassium or magnesium. It's detox but without the depletion. And when the urinary tract becomes more alkaline, the risk of stone recurrence drops dramatically, which is exactly why Maria's discomfort disappeared within weeks. She didn't change her entire diet, she changed the environment her kidneys worked in. But that isn't all. Parsley Seed also delivers vitamin C, vitamin A, and vitamin K, a trio of antioxidants that protect kidney cells from oxidative stress and strengthen the epithelial lining of the nephrons, the very filters your life depends on. And while most people overlook it, parsley's mild antibacterial effect is a lifesaver for anyone prone to urinary infections. Those infections often begin quietly, then travel upward to the kidneys, damaging tissue long before symptoms are obvious. A simple parsley seed infusion 2 or 3 times a week can act like a natural shield, keeping the urinary tract clear, balanced, and flowing. Maria told me the first thing she noticed wasn't just comfort, it was energy. When your kidneys aren't fighting against acidity and debris, your whole body feels lighter. To make this even more practical, I often tell my patients parsley seed is not about intensity, it's about consistency. Half a teaspoon gently crushed and steeped for 10 minutes can support detox far better than extreme cleanses or harsh supplements. It's the type of quiet, steady habit that protects your kidneys for years, not days. But as powerful as parsley seed is, knowing this alone is still not enough, because the final technique, the one used at night, the one almost nobody talks about, may be the missing key that determines whether your kidneys simply cope or truly begin to heal. And while parsley seed works from the inside out to correct the chemical environment your kidneys depend on, there is one final technique that takes the opposite direction. It works from the outside in moving the very fluids your kidneys must filter. Most people don't realize this, but your lymphatic system is the hidden highway of waste removal in the body. It carries toxins, excess fluid, inflammatory proteins, and cellular debris toward your kidneys and liver every single hour. But unlike your heart, the lymphatic system has no pump. It moves only when you move. And for millions of Americans who sit all day, breathe shallowly, sleep poorly, or carry high stress, that entire system slows to a crawl. I discovered just how dramatic this slowdown can be when I met James, a 67-year-old retired mechanic who came into my office with bloating around the midsection and a constant feeling of heaviness he couldn't explain. His blood tests weren't alarming, but his body was holding on to fluid. His kidneys couldn't drain fast enough, not because they were failing, but because the lymph delivering the waste had practically stalled. That's when I taught him the abdominal lymphatic drain massage, a simple, gentle 10-minute ritual done at night before bed. And the results were astonishing. Within a week, James noticed the pressure around his abdomen easing, his morning stiffness improving, and most importantly, his urination becoming more consistent. Cleveland Clinic specialists confirm this stimulating the superficial lymph vessels around the abdomen can increase lymph movement by over 200%, giving your kidneys a steady flow of waste to eliminate instead of overwhelming them all at once. It's like unclogging a slow drain. Suddenly everything begins to move the way it was designed to. And because stress hormones like cortisol slow kidney filtration, the calming nature of this massage becomes even more valuable. When the abdominal muscles relax, cortisol drops, blood flow improves, and the kidneys filter more efficiently during sleep. The technique itself is simple. Lie on your back with your knees slightly bent, place your fingertips around your navel, and make slow clockwise circles for 5 minutes. Then place your palms on your abdomen and gently glide downward toward the pelvis, following the natural direction of lymphatic flow. It shouldn't hurt. In fact, if it does, you're pressing too hard. The lymph system sits just beneath the skin, not deep in the muscles. And when this ritual is paired with proper hydration, the overnight detox effect becomes noticeable within days. James told me the first morning he woke up feeling lighter. He thought it was his imagination until it kept happening. That lightness isn't magic. It's fluid finally moving where it should. This nightly practice supports digestion, circulation, toxin removal, and stress reduction all at once, a combination your kidneys respond to almost immediately. And while this technique may look simple, do not underestimate how powerful consistency can be. It's often the smallest habits that create the biggest changes. But as important as this massage is, knowing this alone is still not enough. Because what comes next, the final message, the final warning, and the final hope may determine whether your kidneys simply survive or begin a true healing transformation that can change the rest of your life. Before we end today, I want you to remember one thing. You are not powerless in your kidney journey. Even if your numbers have worried you, even if fatigue or swelling has discouraged you, your body is still capable of remarkable healing when you give it the right support. Turmeric calming the inflammation, ginger restoring the flow, parsley seed resetting the chemistry, and a simple nightly massage guiding your body back into balance. These are not small steps. These are signals to your kidneys that they are not alone, that you are finally giving them what they need to fight back. So please take these practices seriously. Try one today, add another tomorrow, and give your body time to respond. Your kidneys work for you 24 hours a day, and they deserve a little help in return. And if this video gave you even one insight you didn't know before, do yourself a favor, save this video so you can come back to it later, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the medical guidance and kidney health updates I share every week. You deserve access to clear, trustworthy information, and I want to make sure you always have it. And most importantly, hold on to hope. Kidney decline is not a straight line. With the right habits and the right knowledge, your numbers can stabilize, your energy can return, and your life can feel lighter again. I've seen it happen with patients of every age, and there is absolutely no reason it cannot happen for you too. Take care of yourself, take care of your kidneys, and I'll see you in the next video where we keep building your health one wise choice at a time.